Swanglin.
Yo, what's up? It's the motherfucking Swanglin Show, episode 20. We're gonna drop some game today on a major crazy topic in the building with me as always, or maybe I guess sometimes some people would say, because you missed a couple times, my co-host, Kyle Newkleus, whole singer, the Jukleus. What's popping?
Same old, here to do the show. Thanks for tuning in, y'all, and let's get roll. Let's let this roll. Let's go.
Yes, sir. As you can tell, I cut my fucking hair off, going crazy like Britney Spears in December. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk today, Kyle, about a subject that is majorly important to a lot of people, especially in the United States, bullying, man.
Yes.
If you're a bully, fuck you. First off, you're a son of a bitch, little son of a bitch. But bullying, by definition, is a form of aggressive behavior in which someone intentionally and repeatedly causes another person injury or discomfort. Bullying can take the form of physical contact, words, or more subtle actions. So, bullying, in theory, is when you're picking on somebody or you're intentionally trying to hurt a motherfucker's feelings or always trying to put somebody on blast. The big one, like for bullying in general, is like it's something that is dealt with most according to dosomething.org. I don't know if you're familiar with this website, Kyle. They cover a bunch of different causes from education, gun violence, sexual harassment, gender rights, bullying, racial justice, voter registration, all types of shit. Dosomething.org, pretty cool website. They compiled their list of what they would say are 11 facts about bullying, right? And the number one thing that they got on the list is they say in the United States, 1 in 5 students aged 12 to 18 have been bullied during school. 1 in 5. So we're talking about 20% of kids. I think that's a low statistic. What do you think?
Yeah, it's probably low. It's probably, I would say it'd probably like 25%, 1 in 4, at least when I was in school. Maybe that's a sign that things are better now than they were when we were in school. Maybe, I do think that I see the way that my kids interact with their friends and stuff, and people are a lot more inclusive now than they would have been like in our time. Like people are more pro LGBT. Like the gay kids would have been ostracized a lot more.
This is true.
Or I don't even want to say. I mean, they would have been, but like a lot of those people didn't come out at the ages that kids are coming out now and saying, "Hey, look, And I don't think that the kids are getting gayer sooner. I think that they're feeling that it's okay that they're not going to be ridiculed.
Which is good.
I hope that is a sign that things are getting better. I think there is something to be said about like toughening up and stuff. Like, I think that, you got to be able to rise above people, what they say to you, but that doesn't excuse bullying. Bullying should definitely be dealt with, and bullying should be eradicated. There should be no bullying tolerated in schools.
I agree. And another statistic that they have on this list that they're considering to be factual is that, I don't know, it's kind of biased because it's like they have a list that is titled facts about, but then they have this next thing that says approximately, which necessarily approximately doesn't really tie hand in hand with the word fact, but that's another story. 160,000 teens have skipped school because of being bullied. Now that's something that I can fucking believe. And they also tie kids that are bullied into having lower reading and math and science scores. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if you don't, physical confidence thing.
Yep. If you're afraid to go to school, you won't learn. You're not going to be learning at home, or at least not the same. You're not getting the education you're supposed to be getting, or whatever.
So we've established at this point, just from this website's list of facts, what they're quoting as facts about bullying, is the main two things is this is something that is a learned behavior. It's happening within the school system and being reported the most within the school system. So that means that bullying as a trait is something that's being passed down from parents to the children, learning how to like pick on people and have some type of like fucking egocentric bullshit type of fucking attitude to where they can like pick on kids for whatever reason. Say it's like when I was in school, kids would get picked on for having like off-brand clothing, or
Yeah.
you would get picked on just because your family didn't have any money, or you could get picked
Yep.
on because you didn't get girls. You could get picked on because you didn't like girls. I mean, there it goes down the list. You could get picked on because you were a pussy or
have
whatever, you know?
acne or
Yeah, there's
yeah,
tons of shit that kids get
not
bullied
playing the
for.
right sport, you know.
So now that we've established that, you know, kids only act a certain type of fucking way because it's what they see, or that's the environment that they're in, or they're lashing out because they're not being treated correctly, or there's a big list of reasons why kids will act this way anyways. But if you're a parent, right, and you're listening to the Swanglin Show and you fuck with me, or you fuck with Nuke, or you know, Marinated Mitch, or anybody that's involved in the squad at all, we're gonna let you know right off top. Don't teach your kids to do this bitch ass shit. You have to teach your kids to stand up for the kids that are getting picked on. Because one thing's for sure, I don't have kids. Nuke, you got multiple sons. You know what I mean? So I know it to be factual, to let you know face to face, since you're looking at me and all that whole deal on the Swanglin Show, or if you're listening to the Swanglin Show, if you have children and you have sons and they are bullies, our children are being instructed to beat your kids' ass, yo. Just so you know, you got to cut out this behavior in general. Kyle, if your son came home and said that he punched a bully in the face, is there a reprimand for that in your household?
No, he probably would have been encouraged already. If it had already gotten to the point where he punched him, then he would have probably already been told that it was okay to punch him.
Absolutely. Now,
actually,
the reason why, though, bro, that I ask you this question specifically is because I know the inner workings of your fucking family. I know how old your kids are. I know your kids. You know what I mean? They say on this list, bro, that the students that experience bullying the most by 31% is students that are in 6th grade.
That makes sense because it's right when they're changing into puberty, dude, things are really awkward for kids. They're, you know, so all the kids are going through these changes, so they're going to be constantly bullying and projecting outward. So hey, don't look at me, go look at them and their problems, you know, that they got going on. They're poor, they have or they don't play football, or you know, they're not on the cheerleading squad, or
right, or
you
whatever,
know,
popularity.
Yeah, they're not. They're not. You know, they don't hang with the popular kids at lunch or whatever.
Well, you know, I would imagine that on the Swanglin Show, we have little to no juvenile audience. You know what I'm saying? If we do have juvenile audience and you're listening to this, don't pick on people, because that's not fucking cool. Don't bully kids or whatever. You know, definitely stand up for yourself. That whole fucking deal. We represent that type of movement. You know what I'm saying? If you're getting bullied, you need to steal on somebody or something. Because in my experience, like looking back at like being in school and stuff, a lot of the kids that were like the major bullies were really the biggest pussies, and nobody ever really did anything about it. Nobody ever really called them out, because they would pick on kids that they thought they could get over on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm here to let you know that not every kid can get over on. So if you're a juvenile and you're listening to the Swanglin Show, you might get knocked the fuck out one day for running your mouth or trying to pick on somebody. So try to be courteous, and you never know what somebody else is going through. Just be cool with people, man, and just fucking be respectful. And another bullet point on this list, which I think is crazy, right? I'm reading through all this shit and I'm like, okay, you know, all of these statistics that are on this list at dosomething.org, 11 facts about bullying. It says over half of students aged 12 to 18 who reported being bullied believed that their bullies had the influence or the ability to influence what the other students thought about them.
I bet that is the case. I think they could run a smear campaign just like adults do in your workplace or anything. Yeah. And I think that people that are in a position of authority, even if it is like social authority or like popularity, they abuse it, and they would abuse it to, you could ruin someone's life, and you've seen kids actually kill themselves at very young ages because of these situations where they're being bullied, felt like there was no way out, which if only they were could have realized that there's such a bigger world and so much more life to live, and those people, they could have bypassed those people a million times over if they could have lived a full life. But that's why we're doing the episode.
Yeah, absolutely. If there's always a way out. You know what I mean? Suicide is not a good look. If you're ever thinking about those type of thoughts whatsoever, you need to look into the resources that are available to you. Reach out to the Swanglin Show. We'll hand you off those resources, because we don't fuck with suicide. That's not a good look whatsoever. Now, you were talking about smear campaign and like believing that people that are bullies actually have this influence over other people. Here's the deal. They don't, because people that are bullies.
Yeah. They really, truly
Nobody
don't.
takes you serious, because eventually somebody's going to call you out, stomp you the fuck out in front of a bunch of people. And then your whole game is gone. Where's your value then?
Yeah, it's all perceived. It's a perceived authority.
Absolutely.
And a perceived, and if these people that feel that those people have the authority to do that, or the ability to do that, I think it's because the perceptions of the other students, perceptions of the other people in the group or whatever. Because I think you see bullying within like groups too, like in cliques. You'll see like the leader be bullying the new one, or there's like two girls in the group, then they got to fight, or two guys in the group and there's a bunch of girls, they got to be, cock blocking each other or whatever and bullying each other. And no, I just I wanted to bring up something though, dude, about the reverse end, about like if your kid is bullying and stuff. When my oldest, he's 10 years old now, he was like 5 years old, I want to say. He was, I had him in a daycare school or whatever, and he had been bullying a kid with a group of others. They were playing and they wouldn't let another kid play with them. And that kid lashed out and struck my child. And when I got to the school, they told me, hey, your kid was hit today by another kid. And then they explained the situation, and the other kid's parent, the kid who struck my child, the parent was there, and I think he was really worried about what I was going to do or how I was going to react. But I instantly went after my son and went on and told him, like, bullying is unacceptable. And I said,
right.
I explained to him that you disenfranchised that person and didn't give them a voice in your group. And that's what disenfranchisement is. And when you disenfranchise people, they lash out. You didn't give that person a say and allowed them to do that. And that's what happens. People rebel and lash out. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's human nature. So I was explaining to him, like, that's why you don't bully, because you will get it. There's always someone bigger and badder. So even if you're picking on someone younger, someone bigger and badder, and you might see that.
Yeah, man.
That's for real. You would. Oh yeah, for real. I've seen plenty of online videos where they were picking on someone, some bigger dude, came through and settled the score.
Yeah, and see, now I'm glad that you mentioned the word online, because there's different types of bullying, right? There's physical bullying, verbal bullying, talking shit, or like racist shit or homophobe shit, which is all bitch ass shit. If you're listening to the Swanglin Show, don't get into doing verbal bullying. It's cool to roast a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? But if you're like you're going back and forth with a motherfucker, you don't just verbally fucking just cut people down. Now, if you are, like, I could never really, in my experience, relate to being bullied, because I fucking grew up pretty much getting roasted. So
yeah,
I'm pretty quick-witted. I've never really been a pussy either. So it's like, if I have to fight somebody, then you just fight somebody, and when it's done, it's done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the different types of bullying, you said online, this is the best one of them all, cyber bullies. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
ultimate bitch ass shit. So if cyberbullying is when somebody gets on social media and they try and run a smear campaign on you on social media, or they I mean, people even take it as far as making alt accounts and fake accounts to try and bully people and persuade people to
Harass.
feel a
Yep.
certain type of way about you, or post like fucking like girls like revenge pictures of broads, and people will do all this crazy shit on the internet and try and hide behind some shit because the physical aspect of confrontation doesn't lie within that engagement. So if you're listening to the Swanglin
Yeah.
Show and you're the type of person that likes to get on the internet like all of us do, and you like to type and you like to post pictures of yourself, say on social media, and you like to do all this shit, you need to be aware that somebody is creeping and probably watching you and fucking backdoor hating like a motherfucker. They might even be making fake profiles to do it and some extra bitch ass shit. So if you are listening to the Swangler, you get on the internet, you don't fucking do this bitch ass shit where you want to hide behind the computer or your phone and talk shit about people. You're a fucking punk motherfucker. If you got an issue with somebody, you need to address it like a fucking adult, because there's grown ass people in the world that if you start doing that cap shit on the internet, somebody's going to catch up to you and probably beat your ass, because you see that shit on the internet now, people pulling up and just beating people up for talking shit on the internet.
You can find people there. You can trace it. What's up, Prof? By the way, joined the call.
What's going on? I'm actually just now getting in here. I don't know. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
Yeah.
Stan Edwards Jr.,
Okay.
RapperGeek in the building. We're talking about bullying on the Swanglin Show 20XX. You know what I'm saying? Swanglin 20, double dose of the Swangler. We're going in about bullying, Prof. And I went over some bullet points from a list of on a website that I found about people being bullied in school, and some statistics that pretty much state that, bullying is essentially a learned behavior that kids pick up and they push out, and just stressing upon the fact that bullying is an unacceptable behavior and some straight up fuck shit. If you listen to the Swangler, do not, absolutely by any fucking circumstance, let your kids think it's cool to bully people, because that's how some stupid shit pops off. Young Prof, can you tell us a scenario that you've been in at one point or another where you witnessed some bullying shit go on right in front of your eyes?
As far as witnessing bullying, man, nothing really comes to mind. I know I was definitely I've definitely had moments where people tried to bully me, as an adult. I mean, I think we've all dealt with like bullying, like, as a kid. But as far as like witnessing bullying, I can't really say that I've had many moments. I know me. If I see if I see something in the workplace, or like if I hear somebody say something, either negative or that could lead to bullying, right? I always try to call it out, at least, you know what I mean? But as far as like witnessing somebody bullying, I can't really think of any examples where I've actually witnessed it in person.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that, because it is a rarity as an adult to witness a bullying type scenario, but they do exist. Some people can be in their early 30s and they live for drama. They live for talking shit, and they live for fucking trying to fight people and doing extra shit. There's a lot of gossiping and rumoring and stuff that happens out of adults that could be considered bullying as well. I have a list in front of me right now of the different types of bullying. And there's a list that's put together here by psychologytoday.com about the 5 major ways that they say that adults bully. And the number one thing on the list, of course, is physical bullying, like intimidating people, threatening, harassing them, doing shit like that. But the number 2 on there that I thought would be a great point for us to talk about is tangible or material bullying, like using your job title or your financial status or the type of car you have or whatever as a type of intimidation or like a threat or a way to harass people. Now this is something as an adult that you do see all the fucking time. And the people that are doing it are so unaware that that's actually what they're doing that they don't even understand that they're actually coming off like a major fucking douchebag. Kyle, do you think that this quote from Edmund Burke that says, the greater the power, the more dangerous the abuse, do you believe that to be true?
Yes. But like, look where bullying comes from, though. Like, and that'll like solve the whole thing. It's like from insecurity and from not being comfortable with yourself, so you're projecting it onto somebody else. I mean, unless you're a pure psychopath. But when you get an insecure person or a psychopath, you get someone that's like that. Or not to say that all insecure people are psychopaths, but you get someone with those kind of issues and you give them a lot of power, like they can, do some absolute atrocities. For sure. Like I believe that to be true. I think that we've seen that play out in America with various presidents.
Yeah, and shit, and it don't even gotta be the president. You can see it with the motherfucker. Got a little bit of fucking street money that lives down the block from me. You can fucking see it in that regard as well. There's a lot of different ways that people can impose their financial fucking status or like some type of like job position or title to try and flex like they're better or like intimidating in a different fucking way, when in reality that shit don't mean nothing. You're just as much of a fuck boy as like a fucking 13-year-old fucking bully, you know what I mean? And you're the same type of dude or whatever, and eventually karma is gonna spin around like a fucking dreidel. Newkleus, did you like that? It's gonna fucking
love
smoke
that.
you. I'm learning more about Jewish culture on the Swanglin Show, fucking with my guys Kyle Newkleus, Holsinger, and Vice Grip, the international Swanglin champion, who's not here today. That means that young prof, today you gained ground on Vice Grip for that Swanglin heavyweight championship appearances. How do you feel about that?
I'm getting there. I was actually thinking about that the other day when we did the show. I know I got a long road ahead of me, but I'm challenging myself more this year. So I think this is gonna be my first challenge, trying to take Vice Grip's crown.
Oh shit! If you're listening to the Swanglin Show and you're looking for a fucking stud athlete to train, to come in to fucking, you could be like Kyle. You could be like the old man in Rocky to young prof. And you could be smoking that fucking cigar and you could be like, yeah, motherfucker, you're gonna get him. He's a bum. Yeah. And you could get prof all fucking hyped up and get him to eventually come through and win the Swanglin heavyweight championship of the international galaxy. You little son of a bitch.
We need a training montage.
The student is ready.
Oh my God, it's going down. I think right now in second place on that list would be Marinated Mitch. He's been on the show multiple times. Shout out Marinated Mitch of the goddamn worldwide conspiracy family. It's going down. Swanglin episode XX. That's 20. Vente. Swanglin 20. We're talking about bullying. I'm such a lucky fucking dude to be joined by Kyle Newkleus, Holsinger, and Stan Edwards Jr. chopping it up about this shit as I sip this delicious iced coffee that I got in front of me here. That was a major shout out to my fiance Karina for buying me a goddamn espresso machine for Christmas and got me like a fucking tweener stable in the motherfucking 99 telling fucking Dunkin' Donuts I got 2 words for you. because I'm making my coffees at home now. So we're talking about bullying on the Swanglin Show. We want to make sure that anybody that's listening in, if you ever been fucking like socially bullied, like motherfuckers are lying and telling rumors on you, or you've been physically bullied, or you have somebody doing some ultra hoe shit, fucking cyberbullying. When people cyberbully, that's not just hoe shit, it's hoe shit spelled like HEAUX, like this fucking King of the Wing style fucking hoe shit. If you're cyberbullying people. So I want to talk about what are ways that people can prevent bullying from happening. Stan, what do you think?
I would say, toughen up emotionally. I mean, people only bully you because they feel like they can affect you. And once you show that you can be affected, because I mean, we can say stop bullying and all of that, and we know it's some bitch ass shit to be a bully, but at the end of the day, like, people are going to do whatever they can to build up their own self-esteem, and the lower their self-esteem is, the lower they'll go to try to build up their self-esteem, so which is where bullying comes from. So I would say, just don't be a victim of it. You know what I mean? Like, you got to show people that you are unaffected, because that's all people want. That's all they want, is just to know that they can affect somebody. So don't give them what they want.
Absolutely. Kyle, that same question to you.
All right. I want to bring up about the cyberbullying. There's two things we haven't really talked about with cyberbullying: doxing people and swatting people. Where you swatting is where you have a SWAT team sent to somebody's house, and doxing is where someone puts all your personal information out there. Like, if I don't know, if they don't agree with you politically or in some way, shape, or form, they just will put your business out there and say, hey, this is where they live and this is their phone number,
Right.
and go bother them. And there's like some laws against privacy laws and not, but it is a form of bullying. And I think that for those, maybe some identity protection if you're going to be out in speaking in political debates or in certain kind of topics, controversial topics that like that on threads or on social media. I maybe keep your identity a little more closer to the vest. Definitely have a thick skin. If it's physical, I mean, self-defense classes, things like that. Becoming emotional, having emotional intelligence to understand, like, if you can understand where the other person's coming from, like where their insecurities, like, oh, this person, this isn't really about me. This is really more about this person's issues. You can save yourself a lot of trouble. Because I have that a lot. I got people always trying to take other issues out on me, it seems like. So I'm just like, this obviously isn't about what we're really talking about here. But
exactly.
Emotional intelligence, thicker skin, and just being a little smarter about who you're talking to, in general, and how to properly. Some people you should engage and defend yourself, and other times, I think it's best to ignore it, and then eventually it goes away. It just depends on the personality of who the hell you're dealing with.
I think that's a great point that you made, about restricting, like being aware of who it is that you're in contact with in the first place. If you're around people and they treat you like shit, stop fucking with these people in general. I know if you're a child or whatever, you may not be able to have that option. But, if someone's, threatening you or picking on you physically or whatever, just fucking punch them or do something, get the confrontation over with, roast them. If I suggest one thing to people is, within your social circles of your friends, talk about these type of fucking things. First off. Number two, if you could pick up any little thing that you could interject into your social circle, start roasting each other daily. I mean, fucking flaming each other, because it's going to pay off in the long run, because you're going to build some wit. You're going to become a little bit more clever. And if you're the type of person that say you can't really physically defend yourself, that don't mean you can't throw a verbal spar that could cut somebody deeper than a fucking 22-inch blade machete from the back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to be able to look at your resources, know what you're capable of doing, know who you're dealing with, work on your own fucking insecurities that would potentially be a reason for you to bully somebody else. That will broaden your perspective a little bit and let you see maybe why, if somebody's having a bad day, why they might come at you sideways, or the skills and resolve that it takes to be able to solve those type of scenarios when they present themselves to you. You don't have to engage in other people's fuck shit, but you can slap it down like Dikembe Mutombo. Young Prof.
Yes.
Do you love Dikembe Mutombo? Because I do.
I'm not really a big basketball person. When Dikembe was playing, I was all about Jordan. So,
Fair.
but I can't say whether I'm impartial to Dikembe Mutombo. Let's say that.
Well, that's good because Dikembe Mutombo, super random. You know how we do it on the fucking Swanglin Show, XX20, Vente, fucking.
But that's what makes this show what it is. That the randomness.
And if I may quote the legend, the Macho Man Randy Savage, what it is what it is. Oh, yes, the motherfucking Swanglin Show. Joshua P. Dunn, host with the motherfucking most. Today, the P is for pussy, like your baby's dad. It's been fucking grandiose and wonderful. Chopping it up, giving some game to the listeners of the Swanglin Show about some statistics and facts about bullying, how this shit happens, how we can stop this shit from happening, because people don't have to be just like you. If you're listening in, you have to be accepting of the fact that nobody is you. Everybody is different. Who cares what other people are? Who cares how other people live? Let people be themselves. Be accepting of that. And then maybe more people will be accepting of you, and maybe you'll deal with less drama if you're not a fucking asshole, or you're not the little son of a bitch that's hiding behind his fucking iPhone 5, talking and typing that fuck shit on the internet, and someone's going to pull up on you. I wish more than anything in this entire fucking world that Ryan Malott, DJ Ricky Huge, Mr. Rage could be alive right now, our fucking dog. I wish that he could be alive right now to be on the Swanglin Show, because I would love to hear the one sentence response that he would have towards every bully in the world. And you know, it would be gold. Kyle, if you had an instance in your life where you were bullied and say like you fucking tried to punch somebody about it, right? Have you ever been fucking try to lash out towards somebody that's bullying and then got beat up?
No, I never had those situations like that, man. When I was a sophomore in high school, in my like homeroom or my study hall, I saw like a group of dudes like rip on this dude that just like making fun of him like real bad. Like I like going in on him, all sorts of reasons. And I like it messed with me because I mean there was a lot of people there and the teacher ended up telling them to shut up and stuff. But like it made me, I was like, I never want anyone to come back from high school and be like, you ruined my high school days with being a bully and stuff. It changed me, dude. Because I'm not, before that I would make crack jokes here and that, but after seeing that one day, it was I remember it was at the end of my sophomore year, dude. It changed me, and I said I'm gonna just be nice to everybody. Like, and so like I never had issues like that. Like I was always cool with everyone, and I actually ended up like I contribute that moment to I won homecoming king as a senior in high school. And that all stemmed from me. That all stemmed from me being nice to everybody. Like just because I didn't want to be a bully. Like I seen someone get bullied. Like that is all from that. I'm cool with everybody, dude. See, like in my school I grew up with.
This is the type of shit that I'm talking about. Everybody's got a crown of some fucking sort on the Swanglin Show. CJ, the king of the wing. Vice, the Swanglin heavyweight champion. And Kyle, the fucking homecoming king. I bet you guys didn't see that shit coming, did you? Yeah. This motherfucker was a straight stud. I'm telling you that right now. And I'm not talking about a manly lesbian. Swanglin Show, episode 20. It's been wonderful chopping it up with you guys, as always, about bullying and giving some game and some resource out to our fucking friends and also other swanglers across this whole world about how we can maybe put an end to bullying. Maybe we can put an end to, child fucking suicide that stems from bullying. Yeah. We can get away from this like fucking attitude that a lot of people have in our culture where they can just impose their way. Because in reality, if we all work together and we're all accepting and understanding of each other, we're going to get way farther. Always. Because working together beats working alone. Always. Swanglin Show, episode 20. Make sure, they don't even know this yet because we do this shit in advance. But this is going to come out the same day as the 2021 year in review episode, which is probably going to be a part 1 because we left a bunch of shit out. We could probably do another one of those and keep a part 2 popping on that 2021 year in review. I'm going to thank my guests, Young Prof, Stan Edwards Jr. You can go and look at RapperGeek for some dope content on the internet. Dude just posted this video the other day about interpersonal relationships and what you got to do, man. And it's fire. I was just listening to that shit this morning. My man, Kyle Newkleus, Holsinger, aka the Fickle Freckle Boy living in the city. The man that once survived for fucking 22 days straight off Angelo's pizza only. Great legend. The homecoming kid. He'll be joining me again, in the new year. We also want to let you know, Happy New Year. As we roll into 2022, we're going to be dropping some more hot shit on your motherfucking ass. So follow us, The Swanglin Show, at Swanglin, swanglin.com. Joshua P. Dunn, for Kyle Newkleus, old singer, and my man, Stan Edwards Jr., Young Prof, Rick's Dangling. If you're a bully, fuck you.